Oh yeah, Yahoo'bin, by the way, not to pick on you, but it is painted before your Nova is. I know Anthony picks on you enough, but you know we both love you. So, there we go. Got her all bolted together. I gotta get a couple more pieces for the deck lid hinges today. We'll get that deck lid put on there. And then do the little polishy walishy and say goodbye to Lily. So today we're working on Chip's bus. I've been working on Chip's bus on and off. Chip's probably one of the coolest customers I got. He's more of a friend than a customer, I guess. And you know, there's never seems to be any time restraints or you know, bullshit with him. So this is what we're doing. We're trying to put this 1776 aluminum case Cadron motor that I built for him. I built this for his 66 Bug. He's selling his Bug, so he put a single port stock motor in there. Nobody wanted to pay him what the car was worth with this engine. It's another little series we're gonna do. I've had a couple people that, I guess somebody watched one of Greg Porter's videos and he said that my blue car was for sale for $4,000. That's not the case. I turned down 6. I'd like 8 for it, you know, and I'll just drive it till it rots again and fix it for 4. This engine right here cost right at about $4,000. I think it was about 3,800 bucks. Scat crank, seam and piston cylinders, cylinder heads, camshaft lifters, $800 or $950 case. That's typical good motor. If you want a really nice motor, you know, you always start with a brand new engine case, new crank, new parts, and all freshly machined surfaces. And that's about what one of those motors will cost. You can flip through the Samba there, flip through Hot VW, whatever. Some guys offer motors with rebuilt cases. You know, they'll line bore the case, bore it out, and take a case that's already got 100,000 miles of stock service on it, and cut the cylinders out, line hone it, and line bore it, and make a 1915 or 1776. And those are the motors that are for sale for $2,500. A genuine Volkswagen long block in the crate is like $2,750 now, I think. Might be $3,000 now, I'm not really sure. But that is a long block. That's no 10s. That's just cylinder heads, valve covers, and the block. And it'll have a flywheel on there. You actually have to take the valve covers off and torque the heads on those. A lot of people make the mistake, buy those motors, put them in the car, and don't tighten the head bolts, and the heads leak right away and they ruin them. But that's a little tip. But anyway, we're taking this. It's got a merged exhaust system on it, and we're changing the merged exhaust over to the bus mount. This is the typical header that you would see on a bus. Into my bus here. This is 78 by 85.5. That's basically 1600 with a bigger crank in it. Single port, and it's a pretty cool combination for a bus. Good torquey motor. This is a header that I choose. Bolts right on. It's pretty fairly easy to install. It's a typical empty variety. The collector points towards the ground. I usually make my own mufflers, so that wasn't really an issue. And these collectors, the way they're welded, they're more out, and they're not a merged collector, so the tubes just dump into them. It's not a very tuned header. So the merged exhaust, you can see how the collector length is longer, and all the tubes are equal length, and these are cut in such a way that it pulls the pulse from the cylinder and helps pull scavenge the exhaust a little nicer than the other unit. So we didn't want to lose any performance, so we ended up making a mount. That's what we're in the middle of doing here. And basically I took a piece of 1x2 and we're attaching it to the bottom of the mount, and you can see this is where the mount bolts to the motor. This would be the part that touches the block. This is even gonna have to get trimmed down more. I'll end up capping this off with some flat and this is going to get cut out right here, and this will become the mount. We're going to weld it right here. We're going to weld it right here. We're going to run a bead across here, and we should be good to go. So I figured I'd try to capture some welding. The welder seems to be working pretty good today, and we'll go ahead and do a little welding. So Anthony and Yahoo been there, and little guy, they were all welding up there at Dizzy. Shot pretty cool videos. That's the cool thing about YouTube, and I think that's why everybody puts up with all the changes and all the stuff that makes us unhappy. There's 3 guys that seem to have made pretty good friendship. 4 guys with little guy there. A lot of guys are interested in the projects that those guys do, and I think it's pretty cool when you see YouTubers get together like that. So anyway, I need to get one of those boards from my shop so everybody can sign the wall when you guys come over here. I've had quite a few tubers stop by. The last one to stop in was Bronco Carl. Haven't heard much from him lately. He's probably been busy. But he made me a little video on how to install a Ford starter solenoid on a bus. I haven't got to do that yet, but I'm definitely going to use that video that he made for me. So I'm going to attempt to use the welding helmet. I don't know if it'll work. This welder seems to not like the helmet. Come on, kitty cat. Come here, girl. You don't want to be in here while I'm welding. You'll go blind. Alright, don't look at the pretty lights, kitty cats. Anyway, let's lay a bead or 2 down here, see what we get. He's like welding, but the welder doesn't work very good anymore. Needs another new lead. I bought a new lead, and I haven't put it on yet, but I think I'm going to buy a new welder is what I really need. So. Get a little gappy there. We got all we can get there. Ooh, you can hear the grease boiling in there. That's a nice fat bead though. That one will work good. Let's go ahead and lay this one down and we'll do the center. No doubt we'll probably have to tweak this mount to make it have to work. Fire. Alright, now we'll lay one down here in the center. We can get to it. There's my breaker. Go flip that back. Oh, I got some lights on, that's why. This back breaker seems to work a little better. I need to get a little better breaker. I think the biggest problem with my welder in this place is the voltage. It doesn't seem to be very good for when you're welding. So I don't know if that's something that can be fixed or not. I don't know if I'm getting any of this or not, or if you guys are just looking at the ground over here. Let's see if we can wrap this up. Alrighty, it'll be good. See if I can get you guys off here. Look at that. Anyway, there we go. I'll cut this off. There's that one. And we got one down in there. Well, two. We welded that mount. Oops. Can't really see that one very good. And number there looks pretty decent. Should hold it. We'll go ahead and trim the exhaust path away now. That's basically this whole part of the mount here has got to go. And mock it back up on the motor and bolt our exhaust up. See what we got. But yeah, so anyway, you guys have a great one.